Hi, my friend. How are you? Thank you for taking the time out of your schedule every month to connect with me in this way. We've entered the time we have long prepared ourselves for, the time for ancient civilizations and ancestors prophesied over thousands of years. It's time we are here and nothing will ever be the same again. The time has come for each one of us to say yes to being our truest selves. It's time to lift the veils of illusion we collectively agreed to experience together. For many years, the world taught and reinforced in us the idea that we need to look outside ourselves for fulfillment. With that, we were led to believe that we were small and insignificant. Now we have reached a pivotal point in our history where it's time to turn within, reclaim our power, and reawaken to our divine and sovereign self. There is not one other being in all the universes that is exactly like you. You are one in infinity. You are unique and special as you are, because you are the embodiment of divinity itself. You are revered throughout all the universe across time, space, and every dimension. If you notice that your mind is resistant to these words and energy, thank it for protecting you and let it know that it will not be left behind when you fully embrace your divine and sovereign self. As we begin to integrate this deep inner knowing of who we are into our daily lives, we will notice it becomes easier to recognize the divinity in others and everything around us. The illusion is dissolving. During this time, the more nurturing, intuitive, and creative principles of the divine feminine, such as valuing the individual, honoring the earth, and seeking natural healing and personal growth, were shown aside as being too passive, heart-based, and non-productive. Humanity lived with this imbalance for thousands of years, yet it was all part of a soul contract we all made to use that imbalance to learn lessons, heal, evolve, and come back to the truth of who we are at our core. They signed up to play the role of the challenger on our journey so that we could see the contrast between that we wanted to create more of in our lives and what we didn't want more of. The moment we are able to thank and honor all of the challenges in our lives, no matter how hard they seem at the time, is the moment we free ourselves from the power they have held over us. This is what's happening now. We are taking our power back. We can clearly see the dissolving of the old system happening all around the world. The way I view it, it's the ego part of humanity that is creating these, just the mind trying to protect itself and keep things the same. The awakening process was called forth by our spirit long before we even entered this paradigm, so we can take comfort in knowing that there is no right or wrong when it comes to how we move through our awakening. Our intuition will always find a way to guide us back to our true selves, whether we choose to take a longer, scenic route or a more direct one. The next phase of awakening. By accepting these things, we are not saying that we resonate, approve of, or agree with them. We are simply giving ourselves permission to not allow them to define us. At our core, we are the creator of all of our experiences. When we consciously operate from our creator self, we transcend duality. We move out of judgment and into discernment. As we step into the beauty and power of our Creator Self. We navigate our way forward by choosing only what feels to be in alignment for us and releasing what doesn't. We understand that just because something does or doesn't resonate with us doesn't mean it is good or bad, or someone else's decision for us, or vice versa. Can you feel how much lighter it is operate from that space? There is only resonance or no resonance, meaning I choose more of this, or I choose less or none of this. There is no need for the duality of good or bad labels anymore. This is freedom. Reclaiming our power means we are committed to connecting with who we are at our core. We do this through self-love, care, kindness, nourishment, spiritual development, and creative expression. The most powerful people on the planet are not the ones who control or belittle others. The most powerful people on the planet are the ones who know who they truly are. They know they are far greater than the sum of all of the experiences and stories. They know how to express themselves fully, how to speak up from a place of love without having to prove anything to anyone. They forgive quickly and move past challenging experiences with greater ease. They are kind and loving to the world around them and care for the well-being of all living things. They make a difference on the planet without worrying about how small or large the effect of that may be. They root for and celebrate others' ability to thrive. They see themselves as part of a whole rather than as being separate from all other forms of life. They know how to love and how to be open and vulnerable. They are positive and optimistic. They stand up for what they believe in, and so much more. This month, a greater awareness around relationships will come to the forefront. We will be given the opportunity to more clearly notice whether our personal relationships are healthy or unhealthy. This clarity will make it more challenging to look the other way or excuse the less than respectful, kind, honest, and loving behaviors we've been experiencing in our relationships. If we are someone who is still experiencing lots of challenges or are feeling drained in our relationships, this can include our relationship with friends, family, colleagues, or even ourselves. This month will give us the opportunity for healing and resolution. This resolution doesn't necessarily mean it will be easy or comfortable. However, it will be happening very soon if it hasn't already. This resolution is part of something I like to call the cord clearing process. Have you ever wondered why some people in our lives tend to trigger us more than others? This usually stems from some types of unconscious agreement that creates an invisible energy cord between us and the person, with the intention of learning a specific lesson that will allow us to expand into more of our truth's divine self. Those cords can stem from this lifetime or a previous one. If we are still carrying some of these cords with certain people, things will come to a head very soon, if they haven't already done so, in order for some type of resolution to take place. So let's be aware of the fact that major shifts in our relationships are on the near horizon. If there is a seemingly unbalanced relationship in our lives, it is time to be proactive and to do something about it, even if that means having a serious conversation. I know for many of us who are a bit sensitive, we tend to shy away from really expressing ourselves fully in a relationship because of the worry that it may offend someone. However, we simply cannot look the other way anymore. What's being asked of us is to speak our truth in a compassionate yet empowering way. That's the big thing for this month, to be proactive in expressing ourselves freely and fully without hiding anymore. A good start of doing this can be to ask ourselves questions such as, what lesson has this experience brought into my life? And what empowering steps can I take to release myself from recreating it? New connections will be formed, and old ones based on the us versus them mentality will start to disintegrate. This truly is an exciting time. Forgiveness. To speed up our court healing process even more, forgiveness is an amazing choice. Forgiveness has nothing to do with condoning or excusing anything. Forgiveness is about freeing ourselves from a past we might have thought we wanted, which in fact gave our power away to a person, thing, or expectation. Forgiveness is about no longer allowing anyone to live rent-free in your mind. Because we are still in our humanity, forgiveness is still important and serves to reconnect us with who we really are at our deepest core. Forgiveness serves as a bridge that takes us from being asleep to waking up from the wheel of illusion. Moving on. The court healing that we'll be moving through now is opening us up to a new era of peace, love, unity, and abundance for all. We can view what's happening now as a refining phase. Over the next few months, it's important that we be loving, kind, and compassionate with ourselves and others. There is a great deal of inner and outer transformation going on, so let's be willing to be gentle with everyone, including ourselves. We're all one family, and soon a very different collective reality will start to manifest as more beautiful souls start to awaken. Together, we're actively creating the great shift of the ages, and for that I am deeply grateful. Till next time, with love, Emmanuel.